Hello, my loves. Welcome to Vivid Vibration. My name is Christina. I hope that y'all are doing well tonight. I'm just going to do a general read because I don't know. I felt like it. So, loves, we have the mirror, the pilgrim, the vow, the medallion, the mystic, the vision, and the temple. And I feel like it's a question of what it is that you honor. You know, what is it that you worship? Because I feel like the question is like, what's standing between me and what I want? Why can't I get it? If I know that I want it, if I've put in this work and this effort, if I've this and that, what's the issue here? Right? I feel like it's kind of just this idea of I feel like an awakening almost. It's like I don't know. I think of somebody like when they're coming down off of whatever they've been on, drugs, alcohol, whatever. When people are not themselves, right? It's like they take on a persona, they take on a character, and there's a point in time where you see people, especially people who struggle with addiction of any kind, like even if it's like an emotional addiction, you know, like there are people in this world who are not physically addicted to drugs, who are like physically addicted to hits of endorphins, you know, through emotions. And so you know, like there are people who just like get high off of like thrill seeking, right? Those like X Factor people, you know what I mean? Like they it excites them, it drives them. And I feel like it's kind of this awakening to like, what is your driving force? Right? What is your driving force? Because I feel like what your driving force has been just like a fraction. It's like I almost feel like this idea of like it's so bright that like I like seeing the reality of it all is like it's too much to handle. So I wanted to like piece it out so I could digest it. Right? Because there's so much there, right? I mean, I think about like the idea of eternity is very similar to the concept of God, because it's infinite, right? And so if there's something that's so massive, it's almost like it's just like beyond comprehension. Like I don't even know where I'm going yet, let alone where I need to focus my attention. Like I'm still figuring all of this out, right? I'm still going on this journey because I promised myself that there was something that I was going to do. But along the way, I couldn't see yet because it wasn't, I feel like it wasn't time. Like if we don't learn the lessons that we need to learn, if we don't understand who we really are and how we really operate, it is literally impossible for us to accomplish anything of significance. Because there's such a lack of self-awareness and such a disdain for awareness. And I feel like it's probably one of the most easily dismissed things. Like if I was just going to pick like the most casual, broad you know, aspect that I find to be very frustrating in the world. It would be just a complete lack of self-awareness of everyone, and a complete willingness to hand their power over to anyone and everyone who will take it. You know, and you're just like, damn, this world is full of some weak motherfuckers. Right? You included, though, right? That's why you got to figure that shit out. Because otherwise, what? Nothing that anybody wants. Not really. Whew. All right, loves. Here we go. 5 minutes on. I hope everyone's having a good night tonight. Thanks for spending some extra time with me. I'm up to 1,750 subscribers, which is so dope, and thank you so much. I can't believe it. Please, please, please like, share, and subscribe. You know, leave a comment. It means the world to me. Seven of Swords. Well, I mean, you're seeing your way out of something, right? It's that I'm getting a much better perspective and understanding of like what the issue is, how I keep coming into the same issue, why it is that I've needed to learn these lessons along the way, because you know, in all honesty, I think anybody who has any ambition in life, no matter what, like what field they're in, what industry they're in, do you know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter if you have ambition. So my astrologer gave this analogy to me, and I'm going to give it to you. He said, you know those reality shows where like they're like the survival shows, and they like throw people on an island? And I was like, yeah, I don't really watch them though. And he was like, well, not the point. He was like, the point is that they take out the strongest one first. The weak ones bond together, and they take out the strong ones first, if they can, right? And I feel like there's just this idea of like, if you're going to be accomplishing anything, you're going to need to be really prepared to like call a spade a fucking spade and recognize a pattern of behavior and like know the red flags. But in order to know the red flags, you needed to learn them before it really mattered. Right? Like, you needed to understand that shit before you got like totally fucked by it, you know? And it's just kind of like, I feel like there's this idea of, in spite of it all, still being able to understand, you know, like, what's the point of all of this? I've got things to do. But you have been doing things, I guess, is the message there. Thank God. The Devil. The Knight of Swords and the Hanged Man. Well, I mean, there's just this very large change in perspective that's being addressed. I think in part because you recognized how it was that you weren't keeping a promise to yourself. And I feel like this like recommitment to self, right? Like, no. I needed to know that now, because better now than later, right? You need to know where you need to step with reason. You can't just make decisions willy-nilly. Right? And it's just like, but in order to like sincerely understand what that means, you needed to go through some cycles where you were just thrown in the face with like every red flag on the fucking planet. just throwing them at you. You know what I mean? So that you had to start recognizing that shit right away. Know who's not safe. Know who you have on your team and why, right? That was in a Leo read like a year ago. Shout out whoever's been here for a year. Thank you. All right, but let's do more cards. Two of Wands, Nine of Swords, Eight of Wands, Queen of Swords, Three of Cups, and the High Priestess. I don't know. Again, I just feel like this awakening and this awareness of like, what was the reason for all of that? Like, all things with reason, right? And it's like, but what was the fucking point? Right? And I think it's are you more committed to your goal, or are you more committed to a cycle and a habit of not acknowledging the red flags the second they're thrown at you? Because if you're going to be a dumb bitch, you can't be trusted with shit. Right? And I feel like there's just this idea of speaking on it. And I think maybe you've just been a little bit afraid to like just, because when you get caught in the fractured images of other people, it's like they lock you into some sort of like a version of yourself. And it makes sense to me when people talk about how we live in like dimensions, you know, and like your frequency doesn't exist in the same frequency, and yet it's almost as though there's an entire version of you that's existing in some world that you're not a part of. Right? It's so fucking weird, and I hate it, and I've had it happen to me a few times, and it's like you can see it, but there's like nothing you can do about it. You know what I mean? And I just feel like there's been this sense of feeling so disconnected from yourself. Like people have somehow taken a part of you and transposed it into some alternative universe. And you're having to really see your way out of it. Thank fucking God you saw your way out of it like as quick as you did, because you're ready, right? It's like this, I'm ready to go. I'm ready to pay attention to the right fucking thing now. Can confirm. You know, like no fuckery allowed. All right, let's do clarifiers. More. Okay. Okay. General read, general energy. Thank you for being here with me. If you're still here with me, thank you for still being here with me. Five of Cups, Five of Swords, and Wheel of Fortune. Well, thank fucking God for that. But it's just this like, no, I see that red flag. I see that red flag in this universe and in that universe and in that universe, and all y'all motherfuckers can go. Right? clear this space, you know, like that's what that feels like. Like, give me my energy back, right? The crone, the mentor, the comic, and the eternal child. Well, I mean, the comic, I mean, the crone and the mentor both come with that same energy of just like please, for the love of all that is holy, sit down and shut the fuck up. Right? Because if you don't, this is gonna just get out of hand. You know, and I feel like there's also simultaneously an energy of just, it's like I get the feeling of like when you break, like if you're a kid and you break a plate or something, right? And like you don't want to tell your parents because they're going to be upset that you broke that plate, but also the plate's broken, so they're going to find out anyways, right? It's just kind of like one of those things where I feel like there's an energy of somebody coming to you, or you could be on the other side of the story, take what resonates and leave the rest, but just this, like, I broke a plate. And I'm going to tell it myself before, like, I get told on. Or, you know, like somebody has figured something out in a relationship and it's like, you know that they know. And so you have to say it to them before they say it to you. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like one of those things where it just feels like there's this energy of like, okay, like there's something that like needs to be said that is freaking somebody the fuck out. But not in a fearful way, and then like a trepidatious way, you know? Because there's almost this idea of like, if there's been nothing but lack, there's been nothing but attacks. If there's like literal physical evidence of such behavior, you know what I mean? Like, that's what that feels like, you know, like, then you have to come clean before you get caught. It's like, how deep in do I want to be? How deep in this mess do I want to be? And I think that whatever this mess is that's happening, it's almost as though it's serving as a catalyst for you to just really wake the fuck up and move the fuck on, because you finally learn the fucking lesson. The lesson of red flags. Here, here. All right, y'all. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here with me. Thank you for all of the subs. If you're not already subscribed, please, please, please subscribe. Come and hang out with me some more. If this does resonate, you know, give it a like, leave a comment, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.